Agent Skills has been very popular lately. At first, it was just a small functional module in the cloud. Just in the last 2 months, more and more people find Skills very easy to use. Therefore, AI programming tools such as Codex Cursor OpenCode have successively added support for Agent Skills. December 18th, 2025, Anthropic officially released Agent Skills as an open standard. Make Agent Skills the same as MCP, towards a universal cross-platform specification. In this video, we start with the concept of Agent Skills, technical principles to multiple scenarios, a video of actual combat. Read all about Agent Skills. At the end of the video, we will discuss the differences between Skills Prompt and MCP.
Here's a quick sponsor message. This AIAPI aggregation platform for domestic and international large models lets you access 500 plus AI model APIs at lower cost and with faster integration. Kling v3 is priced at $0.07, and the NanoBanana 2 costs $0.025 per call. Overall pricing is only 20% to 80% of the official rates, with token costs as low as RMB 0.05 per million. It also offers an online playground, so you can freely use text, image, and video models with unlimited concurrency. If a request fails, you'll be refunded. Just click the link in the video description to go directly there. If you want discounts or run into any issues, join our Discord community for prompt support, or add customer service and send the message 6 for one-on-one assistance. Alright, back to the video.
See how Skills and MCP work together? Agent Skills is a kind of instruction manual with a table of contents, or a mechanism for gradually disclosing prompts. Skills divides prompts into 3 layers: raw data and instructions. There are also resources. Only the original data must be loaded into the AI. In context, the remaining 2 layers are loaded on demand. We can compare the raw data to the table of contents of a book. The instruction layer is the body part of the corresponding book. The resource layer is Appendix AA of the book when using Skills. Just load the directory into the prompt first. Then decide whether to consult the text and attachments as needed. This is compared to traditional prompts or MCPs. The biggest benefit of Agent Skills is that it is greatly reduced token consumption and the complexity of the prompt. Next, let's take a look at a practical case. How Agent Skills works. Because Agent Skills was first defined and released by Cloud Code, let's first configure the second half of the Skills video in Cloud Code. Let's look at other agent tools. Recently, the way Cloud Code is installed has changed. Let's go through it quickly. If Cloud Code is already installed, you can jump directly to this point in time on the screen. Here we come to the official website of Cloud Code to copy this installation command. Then came to the tabletop. Right-click to open the terminal. Paste the installation command into it to execute. This completes the installation. If you have a Cloud official website account, just tap the command Cloud to log in to the official website account and use it directly. If you don't have an official website account, we can also connect some other models to Cloud Code. Here we come to the C drive user, your username. Cloud folder, if it is an Apple computer, is this address on the screen. Then we create a new file called sightings. JSON. The model I used here is Rustic. JRM. So here, AUS token, I am open in a simple AI. The platform creates a paste and to save it. We come to the user folder and find this. Cloud.json file. Add this sentence. This allows you to skip the login of Cloud Code. In Cloud Code, skills are stored in the project directory in the form of folders. Each skill in Cloud Skills is a folder. Each skill should contain at least 1 skill. MD. The definition file contains the contents of the original data layer and instruction layer of the skill. In this folder of skill, other types of secondary files can also be put in. These files are the resource layer of skill. Next, we will follow this file structure. Create a skill first. Next, we create a new project folder. Here I call it Skill Project. Create a new folder in it. Cloud. Create a new folder in it. It's called Skills, and then you open the Skills folder. Here you can define skills in the form of folders. Let's create a new folder. It's called Subtitling to Markdown. This is the first skill we want to define. Let's create a new skill definition file. It must be capitalized here. The skill extension is lowercase. MD here, I open the project folder with VS Code. This way we can see more clearly. Let's first write the metadata of this skill. That is, the original data. The original data is wrapped with 6 horizontal bars. You only need to fill in the name of this skill. Then its description will do. The most important thing in the description section is to clearly state that AA should be. I want to call this skill raw data. After writing, let's write the instruction part in detail. Here we use Markdown format. Mark all the key points in the instructions. You are a professional subtitle text processing assistant task. It is to convert the SRT subtitle file into Markdown notes. Any deletion, summary, or omission is prohibited, and all text must be retained. Then I needed to insert a screenshot of the station at the key location. For example, the raw data looks like this. The screenshot inserted at the end should look like this. A completed skill is defined. The point here, there are three main ones. The first is the directory structure. The second is the file name of the skill definition file. The third is the original data here. As long as these 3 points meet a skill standard, then it can take effect. Let's test it. We come to the root directory of the project, right-click on it in the terminal to open. Enter the command Claude to start. Cloud code, then we enter the command skills. You can see our custom skill. Here I found a test file to test. This file is the subtitle file of one of my previous videos about Obsidian. We dragged this subtitle file directly in and started hitting the car. Cloud code realized that this was an SRT subtitle file. He then asked if he wanted to use this scale for subtitles to Markdown. Here we choose yes in the context of AI at the beginning. Only this part of the original data information. Once we have confirmed the use of this scale, the AI loads the lower part of the instruction information into the context. Then he asks to read the SRT file. We confirm that this completes the conversion and our skill runs successfully. There is an additional Markdown note file in the root directory of the project. It works well. It's just that the screenshot here is still the station symbol used. Wait a minute, let's perfect this skill. Turn it into a real video screenshot. Let's look at another example. We can create a new folder under the skills folder. The name of my second skill is called Come to Pick Questions. Create a skill.md file below. Fill in the original data. There are also instructions. The timing of this skill call is when the user's video creation topic is exhausted. Provide users with corresponding topic selection ideas. I am a video author. Here's some videos of me with better data in the past. Please pick 10 to 15 similar inspirations based on these topics. Output in Chinese, restart here. I said I don't know what to do. The video is good. Cloud code is going to be called to click on the topic. Skill, he calls this skill. Some topics were generated for me. Inspiration, it's still quite interesting. Now we have 2 skills. Let's summarize the AI calling process. In this example, the user first sends the question to the agent. That is, Cloud code scans all skills locally. MD files, extracting their raw data, form a list of available skills. Together with the user's questions, it is sent to the AI model. Since the original data is relatively short, therefore, this model occupies very little context. The AEI then makes a judgment based on its own knowledge. AEA can choose to give answers directly without using skill. Of course, you can also choose one of the skills to solve the problem. Cloud code then performs the loading of the skill. The instruction details of skill, that is, skill. MD, the lower part of this file, is sent to AA. The skill prompt is reflected here. Load the design pattern for progressive disclosure on demand. Finally, AI synthesizes all the above information to generate a complete answer. Here are the 2 skills we created. In addition to being able to take effect in this project, it can also be transformed into a global skill, valid for all items. We come to the user's username. Cloud this cloud code configuration folder. Then we can create a new skills directory in it. You can create it before. Skills. Paste it directly into the cloud code configuration directory. This way, they become a global skill. It can be applied to all projects. We wrote the skills. In addition to being able to be used in cloud code, it can also be used in other AI agent tools. For example, Codex has a full video introduction before crawling shrimp. There are no changes to the installation steps for Codex using Codex. I won't go into detail here, because Agent Skills is still an experimental feature in Codex. Here you need to change the configuration a little. Let's come to the C drive users. Your username.codex folder. Open the config file. Then add this paragraph to turn on the function of skills. Save it. Migrating skills from Cloud Code to Codex is easy. You only need to put the inside of the path. Cloud to Codex will do. We also create a new project folder for Codex. Here is called Skill Codex. To open this folder, create a new .codex configuration folder. Then we can directly copy the skill pack on the Cloud Code side into Codex, so we migrated both skills to it. Codex is very simple here. We come to the root directory of the Codex project. Right-click to open the terminal. Enter Codex to start. Enter the command skills to see the 2 skills we define. I said to Codex, I don't know what to do. The video codecs also generated 15 topics for me. It works well, in addition to our own handwritten skills. There are also many very mature and easy-to-use skills shared in the community on GitHub. For example, this open source project, Awesome Cloud Skills, already has 14,000 SDR. Each folder in it is a ready-made folder. Skills, let's download the code first. Click Code. Download zip, for example. We use this domain name to brainstorm. I drag the whole folder into the Codex Skills folder. Then restart the Codex. My name is Technology, and I'm a computer technology vlogger. What domain name return should I use? We see that Codex calls the domain brainstorming skill. We have recommended a batch of domain names that work well. So use a skill package written by someone else. It's very simple. Just drag and drop the entire folder in. Next, let's take a look at the advanced usage of agent skills. That is, the resource layer of skills. We open a folder for skill. This is not only where this skll.md file can be stored. You can also put any type of auxiliary file. These documents can be used as a resource for this skill. A resource file can be an executable script. Supplemental documentation can also be other resources such as pictures. There is a recommended directory in the agent skills open standard. Organizational structure. He recommends putting the executable file in the scripts subfolder. Put the documentation in the subfolder references. Then put the images and other resources into the ASI subfolder. Let's look at an example. In the first version of this video to-note taking skill generated markdown file, the location where the screenshot needs to be taken is all marked with a mark. There is no real picture of the position. Here I wrote a Python script call fmpeg to take a screenshot of the video. Then replace the marked position with the actual link to the image. This allows you to generate a graphic version of the markdown note. Then we are under this skills directory in subtitle to markdown. Create a new subfolder called scripts. Put our script in this subfolder. Ready? After taking a screenshot of the script, let's improve its skills. We added article 7 to the directive. After the subsequent processing markdown is generated, call this Python script in the scripts to take a screenshot of the video. All the skills created in this video and the code for this Python script. I'll put them all in this GitHub repository. Let's test it again. I also put the video corresponding to the subtitle file in the project directory. Then turn on Cloud Code or drag and drop the subtitle file into Cloud Code to start. Cloud Code still calls subtitles to markdown first. This skill generates a note file with screenshot marks. We then went ahead and Cloud Code called the Python script to take a screenshot of the video. We noticed that agent skills just executed this Python script. The code in the script is not passed to the AI as a context. This minimizes the contextual usage of skills. Finally, a markdown file with images is generated. Such a markdown note with images is successfully generated. It works well. Let's look at another example. Here I create a new folder and define a new skill. It's called help me write or create a new skill.md file. The function of this skill is to combine user-provided materials for copywriting. But there is something special here. If the material provided is software AA computer related, I need to read the general text first and then learn my writing style. Here I will create a new purple folder in this skills. It's called references. Relevant supplementary documents can be stored here. Here I drag in the markdown file I just generated. Think of it as a sample essay for my language style. Here I found an open source project called OpenCode. I pasted all the fragments of information on its homepage into Cloud Code. Then I asked Cloud Code to help me write it. Cloud Code calls what we just defined, skill. Then he realized that this was an AA-related article. So he wants to read the pantext to learn my writing style. Next, he found this general article and learned the writing style in it. Finally, I output an in-depth copy similar to my style. We put it in the car to save it. Thus the task is completed. Let's analyze its calling process again. In this example, the call process for the previous part is the same as before. When AA chooses a skill, Cloud Code sends the instruction details of the skill to the AA. Since the material provided by the user is software-related AEA in accordance with the directive, I realized that I needed to read the sample text in a references directory to learn the text. Style. Next, the AI called Rue's method and read the content of the sample text. What is reflected here is the on-demand loading of the resource layer. That is, the gradual disclosure of the needs of AI according to instructions. Only load the documents it deems necessary and refresh it below. Finally, based on all the above information, the final answer is given. Let's first compare the overlapping functions between the skills and MCP of Station A. But the focus is different, and the focus of skills is on prompts. Its key mechanism is the gradual disclosure of prompts. The focus of MCP is on tool calling. Skills is more like an instruction manual with a table of contents. MCP is more of a standardized toolbox. Skills are on-demand prompts. MCP stuffs the prompt into the context at once. Therefore, the token consumption of skills is less than that of skills. Is a markdown text. Executing scripts is its auxiliary function. But there is a pit in it. Because the Python environment is different for each computer, therefore, the probability of SQU's script execution failure is actually relatively high. The main body of the MCP is a node, JS or Python packages. Its execution success rate is definitely better than that of skills. It is less difficult to write. Just write a markdown file. You can use the basic functions. Server is more difficult to write. A complete development environment needs to be built. So I don't think either solution is perfect. If MCPs can absorb skills, disclose prompts progressively, there is also the advantage of being simple to write. Launch a version 2.0. I think it may be a good development direction in the future. Next, let's take a look at a practical case. How do agent skills and MCP work together? Let's first configure an MCP server into Claude code. Here we take GitHub MCP server as an example. There are corresponding installation methods below. Here I chose Claude. He asked us to carry out this order. Or come to the project directory on Claude code side. Paste the command over. Here you need to fill in a GitHub API key. Let's go above and click this link on this page to create API key note below. Change the repository permissions to all repositories in the permissions below. We found this administrator, and there's also a content. We make both permissions read and write, and then click create. Copy this API key down. Fill it in the command. Return like this. Our GitHub MCP server is installed. Skills with MCPs is important to bring out their respective strengths. For example, skills is good at managing prompts. So we put the prompt in skills. This is to help me write. Skill. I add a paragraph below. Follow-up treatment. Please check if there's a GitHub repository called AI doc under my name. If not, use the MCP tool create repository to create a repository. I use the create your update a file tool to upload it to my GitHub repository. There is usually a detailed tool description on the MCP server homepage. For example, we want the AI to call the specific tool clearly in the prompt. This helps improve the efficiency of AI calls. Okay, let's start Claude code to test it out. I asked Claude code to help me write a copy about the above material. He still called for my writing skills. Wrote a scientific and technological copywriting. Then he started calling GitHub server to help me create the repository. Call GitHub MCP, a tool for uploading files. Help me upload this file. In this way, he completed all the tasks and came to this warehouse to take a look. He uploaded the written copy to the GitHub repository for backup. It works well. In this example, we see how skills and MCP work together. Skills is responsible for disclosing prompts. The MCP is responsible for specific tool calls. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you all for your likes. Support us. See you next time.